welcome to yet another episode of Conventionally Unconventional. Today we have Miss Ananya with us. Ananya has graduated from one of the most prestigious Indian Institute of Management, IIM Lucknow, and during her time at IIM Lucknow, she got an opportunity to go on a foreign student exchange program. So we'll be discussing in this video about the process, pros, cons, and other details of the student exchange program. But before that, I'll hand it over to Ananya to introduce herself. So, Ananya, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ananya. I'm an engineer and have completed my MBA last year. And since then, I have been working in management consulting at Accenture Strategy. So, yeah, nice to be here.
Thank you again. Thanks, Ananya, for being here, taking out schedule of your busy consultant life. And we are going to focus on your student exchange program. So, would you tell us how did you get to know about the program?
So, long before joining IIMs, also, we do know about this program that is. It is not only available in the top IIMs, I think in the new IIMs also it has been established. This program is mainly for the partner universities. For example, students from the home university go to complete one of their terms in the partner universities, and students from partner universities as well travel to India to complete one of their terms at an Indian university. So yeah, I knew that before joining IIM Lucknow as well.
So, when you got to join IIM, were you looking forward to be a part of this program?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So, what are the criteria for the selection? How does one get into this program?
So there are very limited seats in from the IIMs, I'll say. For example, IIM Lucknow had about 95 seats. We had a total batch size of 570 people. Out of that, there was 90 seats for the student exchange program. So I think to select the students, the only criteria was CGPA wise you have to apply, and based on your CGPA and your rank, the allotment is done. And also I think it varies depending the institute how many seats are there. For example, what I know of is IIM Indore has about 200 seats, and they allow the students to go in different terms for these programs in fifth term as well as in sixth term. And also I think SPJN has a very different program where they allow students to go to US as well, and it is not selection basis. I mean, all the students who are a part of SPJN, they have to complete a term in a foreign university. I think 2 weeks or 15 days of time. So it varies depending on the institute you are. But the student exchange program I was a part of is the main program that these IIMs have.
Yeah, so to ensure that I understand it properly, um, if I am in a IIM, the only way I can get into a student exchange program is that I have a high GPA. There is no other way or any other criteria. Is that correct?
Yes, so there is also one thing, like in IIM Lucknow, it was there. I'm not sure of other institutes, but in IIM Lucknow, we do have committees and clubs. So they do have a minimum criteria. I mean, they will allow 2 or 3 people from their clubs to be a part of this program because they don't want their usual activities to get hampered. So that was another criteria, I think. Based on that, we have the people from clubs and committees, they have a minimum criteria. I mean, based on the CGPA, only 2 or 3 out of the total can apply for this program. But in total, we had 90 seats out of 570 batch size.
So if joining a committee can reduce my chances of going to a committee or club can reduce my chances of going to a foreign university. So would it be recommended that if I am planning to go on a student exchange program, I do not join a committee or club?
I don't think any of my friends did that way. Uh, I think nobody did that way, but it does lessen our chance to be a part of the student exchange program. But I don't think anybody thinks that way because our selection into clubs and committees happens long before our selection happens for this student exchange program. So the first come first basis, you go to the clubs and committees. If that there you don't get an entry, then I think, and nobody thinks that no, we have to go and we have to secure a seat there, so we'll not join anything.
Right. So while joining, people might have the FOMO that I have to be a part of a club or committee. But now, since you have seen the entire picture, would that thought process change, or would it be still the same?
Okay, so okay, if in a scenario where I've been said that you only have to choose one of them, then obviously I will choose the student exchange program over being a part of a club or committee.
Okay, that's insightful. And talking about your student exchange program, what were the kind of support that was provided you by your home university and your host university?
Okay, so I went to Neoma Business School in France. It has three campuses in Reims, Rouen, and Paris. But our IIM Lucknow was tied off to one of the campus that is in Reims. I was part of that. So the university had given us the registration details and the courses that we have to select in May or June, and we had to travel in September. And our home university took care of, I think, the initial allotment. And then if there was any problem in getting visa, I think some of my friends did have a delay of getting a visa. They had a, I mean, flight ticket within a week or 2 weeks, and the visa didn't arrive. So they did contact the embassies and they first track this process. They did help us in that way. And we also have a committee which is particularly for this, for taking care of these student exchange things, because people from Europe also travel to our college to complete a term, to take care of their well-being, and also people from home community were traveling to take care of the URL pass or the in getting a travel insurance and ensuring some other things. They do help us out. Yes.
And what about the necessities like accommodation, food, and your flight travel? Is anything being sponsored or is it all out of pocket?
No, nothing is sponsored. Everything is out of pocket. And accommodation, Neoma did have some student accommodation, but they were very limited, and you might not get a chance to get all the accommodation if you want. And also there was some problem with the availability of food there. So our seniors had suggested that going to Airbnb is the best way. So I had chosen for Airbnb. But yeah, universities do have the student accommodations that they provide. Yeah.
And can you talk a bit more about your program? Like you landed in uh, France. So what did you do? And where all did you travel? What are the good experiences? What places did you visit? What's your top picks?
Okay, uh, so when we landed in Paris, so our first problem was to sort out our internet. So we get our, I mean, to get Wi-Fi while we travel to Reims, it was a 2 hour journey. So I think there are trains and there are airports everywhere. The Wi-Fi is free. I mean, you can get that. So that's an easy way. And we had taken an Airbnb which was near to a tram station. And there for the public transport also in and around Reims, you can take a you can take a weekly pass or something like that. But because we used to travel a lot to other cities and other countries, we didn't take a city pass to to travel to our college. Uh, and You asked about my travel. I think I traveled to around 13 countries, and my favorite one is Spain. I don't know why, mostly because of the food. And I don't know, there is something in Spain that attracted me. Maybe I spent a lot of time there. It is
So, what all things did you take back from this exchange program? One is the education, but leaving the education aside, what are the other non-educational things that you took back?
okay. So I think experience wise, it's a very good experience. You travel to different countries, uh, I think my my first experience, which was much better than India, was the public transport. The trains are so fast. They aren't so. I mean, they are on time. It was very different from India. Like I am used to something in India like 2 hours delay, 1 hour delay, and it's a usual thing here. But there, if it's late by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, there is an announcement that see, our train is late, so there are connecting trains or some trains that are going to other countries, and so these are the platforms you have to rush to there because they are always on time. I think there is also a saying about Swiss time, Switzerland, all the trains at a time. It is also across Europe. They are almost on time. So I think that I liked very much because I like punctuality a lot. And another thing was meeting new people because we used to stay in hostels. That was an easy way, and you meet all these backpackers who go for trekking, who are from other countries, from around Europe, from other place. So there was, I think there are two incidents. One was in Italy, in Venice. We met a person who had been to Nepal, and when he got to know, when he saw us, he could understand that we are actually from India. So he told us namaste, and then he told, I really like dal bhat. So this type of things I've heard a lot. And there was one person in Switzerland, one girl from Pakistan, who did recognize, okay, you are from India. Can you say from which country I am? First, I thought, okay, Indian. Say no, but from very near. So I did understand she's from Pakistan. And she was a huge DDLJ fan. Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. I think that was the only reason she was visiting Switzerland from London. Okay, there are so many experiences from those countries.
So, while traveling, while meeting new people, did you ever feel discriminated or scared or like, okay, to hell with this place, I'm going back to my house?
Okay, I don't think I ever felt I should go back to my house. But yeah, when you travel for long, I mean 5, 6 days, you do have that you tiredness. You feel, oh, I need some rest. I think after 10 day of travel, we had taken a break of 5 days during Diwali because that was needed. So tiredness was one after long travel. Other, you asked about discrimination. So yeah, so there was an incident when we were traveling across Germany. There, we were in the train, and we there were three of us who wanted to take a seat there, and there was one gentleman from Germany. So when we took the seat there, and he saw us, he gave a very weird look, and then he got off and he went away to another seat. I mean, that was something we felt, okay, they don't like us. And in Switzerland also, I found people were not friendly. We had, I think sometimes your internet doesn't work while you show the ticket because we had to show the online ticket to them through the Ural Pass, Ural app. But sometimes it doesn't work, and they were like, they give such looks like we don't have the ticket and we are lying. So I have felt this in Switzerland and Germany. Yes.
So, Germany is understandable. I think Everyone now knows that Germans discriminate. But I have seen most people who get married, they want to go to Switzerland. So I used to believe that the Swiss would be more friendlier towards Indian. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, I think their economy is boosting because of the tourism. And yeah, major person is from India, I can say. Bollywood has created that picture in our minds that that's the Jannat. So people flock over there, Indians. And I've seen Indians dancing in saris in the mountains of Switzerland. So that's, I think, very unique or a very common picture there. Um, yeah, you will think that because tourism is too high in Switzerland, they might be friendly, but it's not the case. I mean, I did see I did see some time ago a survey that was going on, and there were top five countries who were not friendly, and Switzerland was one of them.
Coming to the education part, so you have experienced education from both India and Europe.
Mhm.
Would you mind just comparing both with each other, like talking about the pros and cons of both the systems?
Okay, so our we had about five electives, and I think I will start with how the curriculum is different in France. Out of the five subjects I had, so in each subject there was I think they had a rule that 30% of the class has to be online. People don't have to travel to the class always, and 70% will be offline in four of the subjects. There is another elective that you can take, which is fully online. You have online classes, you submit your assignment and your quizzes online as well. And the classes were very the classes were I will not say they are very easy than compared to the curriculum that we have in India. And I think they were not that professors were not as strict as they are in India. And people had that flexibility in classes. Also, they had the flexibility that if they, for some reason, they arrive late, they are allowed inside the class. They are not thrown out. And also they have these 3 hours class. I mean, one class is for 3 hours, and if there is a group activity or group thing you have to do, then as soon as you have completed your group thing, you can go back to your homes. There is not a strict rule that you have to stay till the end of the class. I mean, you come to class, you do your things if there is a activity going on, and then you go back. And in if you come to syllabus, I think it was much easier than what we learn at IIMs. And it was what we felt was very much like the graduation label things. So, yes.
Let's say you can take one or two things from the European education system and ingrain it into Indian education system. What would be that one or two things?
I think Indian education is very much like a pressure cooker. There is too much pressure. And, but I didn't find that in France. I mean, these people, in future, they are going to do the same thing as we Indians do. Are they not? They are, right? So, but the process that we have been through, I think it's very difficult and it's very toxic. I felt like I was in a peaceful mind, right, state of mind and peace mind there. You don't have that. Yeah, there will be surprise quizzes or something like that. The quizzes are also very time that these day we'll have a quiz and this is the syllabus. It's nothing like very strict over there.
And I think something that you talked about and it intrigued me was the on 30% online syllabus. Is that something like that's being done to train the students to cope up with this more of a hybrid system where they have to work both in person and more online? Do you think that would be helpful
Yes.
towards the students?
Yes. So as I was saying, our curriculums are very different. In India, we are taught very difficult things which might not be practical in real life. I mean, we are not using those things in our corporate life. I think in their curriculum, it is practicality that is given importance. So that's why the 30% is given. I mean, it gives a flexibility to the students and they can manage the time, and also it is like the hybrid culture we have nowadays in our work life. And also and also, yeah, as I was talking about the practicality, I think there are topics like behavioral finance, which is not a part of our Indian syllabus. At least in IIM Lucknow, we didn't have something like behavioral finance or behavioral economics, but we did have it there. So I think the syllabus is also very practical in nature, and we used to give some real life examples to uh, in our assignments. So I think those were also helpful to those students.
I agree. And I coming to the cons, what do you think would be the cons of this student exchange program?
Cons of the program?
And,
No, I don't think so there are any cons.
like, according to you, the program is flawless and there is no scope of improving the program, or there is no disadvantages associated with it.
No, there are no disadvantages, but yeah, during the visa process or the application process, it's a bit too much. You have to find accommodation for yourself. You have to plan beforehand what are places you are going to visit. You have to plan everything, your subjects, and also this term my time Lucknow goes on the fourth term. So I think during that time it was a bit difficult, but nothing comes without pain. So I think it's fine.
And you were there for about 3 months. So would you be comfortable with us sharing a number, a range of a number that you had to spend that includes your flight ticket, travel cost, accommodation, and other miscellaneous costs?
Okay, I will include all the pain that I did in traveling around countries as well. So including everything, I think it's 6 lakhs.
And I think most students in IIMs would be studying on a loan. So would it be worth it that when you are under debt, that you spend a huge chunk of money, which is a considerable amount in Indian terms, to just go and visit a foreign country?
So I think this 5-6 lakhs comes back sometime, but you lose the time. You are young and you have a chance to go around the world. So why not?
So if I have to summarize, you are saying that it's worth it even if you have to take a loan to do it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Right. Thanks, Ananya, for joining us. I think we got a lot of insights from you about the student exchange program. Again, thank you for taking time out of your schedule. And if there is someone who is also interested to go on a student exchange program like yourself, what would be some advices you would want to give to them?
Oh, I think they should understand what's the minimum CGPA that they should get. I mean, they should know that from their seniors so that they try to get that in their first 2 terms, because it's mostly CGPA based. If they want to go on an exchange, I think that is the priority. That's the thing they have to look at. And they should not worry about the expense. You will get back that money sometime. and but you will lose out on the experience.
Okay. And if somebody has further questions after watching this video, would you be okay if they reach out to you?
Yes, yes, I'm fine.
And how would you want them to contact you?
I think LinkedIn is fine.
So I'll put Ananya's LinkedIn bio in the description to check out if you have any questions for her. But again, thank you, Ananya, for joining us, sharing your experiences. It was insightful, and uh, we'll meet again, hopefully, sometimes to talk more about your experiences.
Okay, thank you.